Think this egg roll looks delicious? Well, what would you say if I told you it was less than 2 net carbs? Now it's time to show you how to make them. In a saucepan, you're going to go ahead and take 2 cups of water and bring them to a boil. Now you're going to add 2 teaspoons chicken bouillon to the boiling water. Next, you'll need your cabbage and carrot mixture. Now, whether you want to do like I did and buy the coleslaw, which is a finely chopped cabbage, which works perfect for this recipe, or chop it up yourself, you will need 3 cups. Go ahead and stir it into the boiling water. And what I like to do in this process, if you're using the packaged one, is look for larger chunks, kind of like this one right here. And I like to pull those out. They're just too big for the actual egg roll. So go ahead and mix this up, get all these little chunks you can out, and we only want to cook this for about 1 to 2 minutes. We don't want to cook it too long because we're going to be cooking it a little bit longer once we get the meat mixed up. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get this drained out. I'm going to basically strain as much water as I can out and put it in this bowl. Once we've got it placed in this bowl, we're going to go ahead and take this and put it to the side for right now. Now we're going to take a large pan. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 tablespoon butter, followed by 1 teaspoon minced garlic. You can use fresh garlic if you'd like. Now we're going to go ahead and saute this garlic. Add a splash of soy sauce, then saute it for 2 to 3 minutes. Now add 1 pound ground pork. Break up the ground pork with a spatula and mix it in well with the sauteed garlic. Once you've done that, sprinkle a light coat of garlic powder over the meat, followed by some onion powder and 1 tablespoon brown swirl. Now just leave the pork in the pan and let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until you get this nice browning on the bottom. Continue to cook until the pork is fully done. Now take the cabbage and drain the excess water. Once you've drained as much as you can off of it, take an additional step and squeeze as much of the water out as you can. Now add the cabbage to the meat and go ahead and mix that up, making sure that the seasoned meat and cabbage are mixed well so the flavor is well incorporated. Now you're going to take a total of 3 pieces of Munster cheese. And in this particular recipe, you do need to use Munster cheese. Put them side by side, then tear one in half and put it at both ends. Cover them up with parchment paper. Place them in the microwave. You're going to cook it on high, 45 seconds to 1 minute. You want just enough time to melt it like this. Now, once this is melted, you want to kind of work quick. I made this guide cutting off the edge of one of my silicone baking trays, and it just happened to be the perfect thickness for this recipe. If not, you're just going to have to roll it out very carefully. Now, notice when I roll this out, you do not want to press down on the rolling pin like you normally do when rolling things out. This is extremely soft cheese, and all you have to do is gently manipulate it into the shape that you want. Once you've got this rolled out, you're going to go ahead and remove this wax paper, and then we can go ahead and get this trimmed up. Once trimmed up and you have a nice square for your egg roll wrap like this, it's time to add your pork rinds. You're going to go ahead and take your finely crushed pork rind crumbs, place 1.5 handfuls on your cheese, and spread it out evenly, making sure to get good coverage all the way to the edges. Now back to the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes. This depends on the wattage of your microwave. This is what it should look like. Now we're going to go ahead and flip it over, add our meat, and one important thing to remember is the longer you take, the harder this shell will get. So you want to work rather quickly. Now fold up your edges like you would a regular egg roll. Roll it up. Once you have it rolled up, you want to go ahead and let it set in place and cool so that the shell hardens. Thanks so much for watching. Click that subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.